This is Daniel James Oesterreich, aka Danny Phantump, and this is Justin Sommer, aka Papa Blastoise. Both have self-appointed nicknames, run a company called Colosseum LLC together, and run a YouTube channel branded after Daniel's nickname. This channel, as well as Colosseum LLC, were born out of a previous endeavor called Dead Draw Gaming. In fact, remnants of DDG can be seen in the source code of Colosseum LLC site. And old DDG videos remain on the newly rebranded YouTube channel. So a once company-dedicated YouTube channel is now a separate YouTube brand from the established Colosseum LLC. And before we go any further, Form 13-I of the Wisconsin Department of Financial Institutions states, under Instruction Step 3B, that P.O. Box addresses may be included as part of the address, but insufficient alone. Now, the reason for DDG's demise are not 100% clear, as multiple stories from multiple people seem to muddy the waters. Despite Colosseum LLC being a separate entity than the Danny Phantump YouTube brand, the Danny Phantump YouTube brand channel promotes this company, hosts its events, makes Colosseum LLC announcements, uses the same company assets to record videos and streams, uses the company's inventory as the background while taking place at the same location as Colosseum LLC.
If you go to pkmncoliseum.com, that's the home of our website.
My name is Danny Phantump, and I want to talk to you guys today about an exciting new concept that we have at the Colosseum. This is something that Papa Blastoise...
If you go to pkmncoliseum.com right now, if you go to our website, if you go to pkmncoliseum.com, today we are coming at you from somewhere completely different, because usually we're in the studio area. It's just my garage. We're in the garage right now. It was raining out, so I wanted to get everything inside, and this is what it looks like. This is absolutely insane. So this is, for the most part, a lot of this is sold. There's some of it was raining out, so I wanted to get everything inside, and it was parked in the driveway. The UPS freight truck pulls up to my house and just leaves everything outside. It was raining out, so I wanted to get everything inside. And then there's some more over here, just a few, next to an Evo box. So I'm going to go through this stuff with you guys.
It is clear that the purpose of Danny Phantump YouTube brand is to promote Colosseum LLC. This is done without ever stating that the Danny Phantump YouTube brand is sponsored by Colosseum LLC. Some of the Colosseum LLC events that are hosted on the Danny Phantump YouTube channel are booster box openings that generate tens of thousands of dollars in sales and cost hundreds of dollars per pack to participate in. The Danny Phantump YouTube channel is also used to advertise other Pokemon card products sold on the site, and pushes various offers for Colosseum LLC to buy any of your unwanted Pokemon cards, commonly known as bulk. We will dive further into these topics later in the video because we need to touch on the other issues about the Danny Phantump YouTube brand first. Social Blade shows us that the main growth of the Danny Phantump YouTube channel was between late October and early November of 2020. Around the same time, he started releasing videos heavily focused on how to scalp. Now, before any of his keyboard warriors start trying to argue what scalping is or scalping versus flipping, here is the Merriam-Webster's dictionary definition of what scalping is. Now that that's out of the way, watch these. And remember, these are his words, not mine.
This is a quarter card. I know it sells for a penny and a half. I know it sells for 2 cents in bulk, but not for you. You're selling it for a quarter. So Como is just an ultra rare from Guardians Rising. It's not really an attractive ultra rare. It was never really good in the format. You can buy it or sell it on TCG Player for $2.56. You can buy it on eBay for $3.39. You can sell it on Amazon for $7.30. So it sells for a lot more on Amazon, almost 300% more on Amazon than what it does on TCG Player, which is crazy. Boss's Orders is more of a staple card. That sells on TCG Player for $4.98. On eBay, $4. On Amazon, it's $2.98. So you could buy them on Amazon for under $3 and sell it on TCG Player for $5, which is about
So does this meet what Merriam-Webster defines as scalping? Yes. Daniel will go on to make over a dozen videos covering how to quote-unquote flip cards that are commonly sold on sites where families are more likely to shop, and how you can sell these cards at 300% markups, sometimes even more. In one video, Daniel addresses how some negativity he received for his storefront being sold out while inventory is still seen on his shelves. But let's take a listen to that.
But I want to talk to you about something that's kind of serious right now. First of all, let's take a look at the shelving behind me, because I know that there's a lot of people who comment on videos and say, whoa, you've got a lot of stuff, but your website is constantly out of stock. These are not on the website, and the reason they're not is because Walmart still does stock these occasionally from store to store, so you can still find these at a decent price, and I do not want to go out there and charge $75 to $100 like some websites do when you can still find them for $40 in store if you look hard enough. Champion's Path, ETBs, this may look like a lot, but it's actually only 7. That's all we have left, 7 ETBs.
So based on the company owner's logic, the Champion's Path ETBs should be down as well, but they're not. So is he intentionally trying to create a shortage in the market? Colosseum LLC has had issues with orders being changed at last minute. Take for example the Vivid Voltage pre-release kits that everyone was scalping. Apparently Daniel couldn't meet all of the orders, so he had to reduce everyone's order to only 3 kits. But yet he has enough for himself to open an entire case on his YouTube channel. He then later issues somewhat of an apology, claiming that everything was due to allocations, and not the fact that he was using his own customers' inventory to fill out his own collection.
We've got Vivid Voltage! I told you it was coming. We're going to be opening up an entire case of build-in box battle pre-release kits, whatever you want to call them nowadays. But in my mind, in Papa's mind, our mind, the way that it works is that once we take your money, we are guaranteeing you your product. So we are saying we will do whatever it takes to make sure you get your product. So in order to keep things fair, we are refunding everybody down to 3 kits. We're going to be opening up an entire case of build-in box battle pre-release kits, whatever you want to call them nowadays.
This is the same company owner that preached on how you should be 100% focused on your business and not on your own personal collection.
When people talk to me about their personal collection when they're business owners, I'm like, how do you have a personal collection when you're a business owner? I understand you have stuff that you're going to be working on. Maybe you're working on master sets, or maybe you have things that are set to the side. But when you're buying and you're doing stuff, your business comes first and foremost. You don't take money out of your business account for your personal collection. You focus on your business. But I do want to talk to you about master sets, and the reason being is because I completed this one. Yeah.
Now let's check out what the Oh Great Scalper King had to say about the Leonhart boxes, where part of the proceeds went towards the National Alliance on Mental Illness.
I did look up like some comps just to kind of see what these were selling for. The gold metal foil cards, it looks like they're selling for about $200 on eBay. I just wanted to get an idea of how much you could get out of this. I kind of wanted to see what the profit margins were going to be on something like this, because you figure if you're selling 3 booster packs at wholesale, you're selling them for about $2.25 right away. So $4.25, $6.75 that you have invested, plus I guess you have this pretty nifty box that they come in. So that's probably about 75 cents to $1 to make if you make them in bulk. So you've probably got $8 to $9 that is invested into this, which is a decent profit margin right there of about $22. But I kind of want to get an idea of what the entire thing would give as far as a profit margin goes. So as far as value goes in this, unfortunately there's not a whole lot. I've seen a lot of mixed reviews when it comes to this product, especially from some of you guys, from some of the people who interact with me on Instagram, who said that these were kind of very miss as far as contents go.
Only one of your followers would say something like that.
Alright, we need to pull something that's amazing in order to get, I guess, in order to profit off of this box, or any of these boxes really. But you can't win if you don't play, so I guess we played. In the grand scheme of things, when you think about it, we opened up probably $5 worth of bulk, a $5 secret rare, a bulk V card, so $5, $6, $11, maybe $5, that's maybe $3 worth of code cards. So in essence, we probably pulled about $15-ish, $15 to $20 worth of stuff, and spent $120. So we were off a little bit. Unfortunately, it happens. I mean, like I said, these are mystery boxes, and
I love how he acts like he's someone who just lost their entire wallet at a casino. My question is, if your followers were talking trash on these boxes, and then you recorded yourself opening up these boxes while you're talking about profit margins and scalping the contents of these boxes, why did you publish this video to begin with? The only reason why you took it down is because the negativity stacked up on you, and no apology was issued. I guess it's the kind of reaction that you should expect out of someone who treats Pokemon like it's the stock market, especially someone who was into Pokemon for less than 3 years during their entire childhood and teen years, and only got back into it because of monetary value during the 20th anniversary. Now let's talk about the box openings. In the following video, Daniel is going to announce the date of a vintage box break. These announcements are important for 2 reasons. 1, it's the official announcement. Mark your calendars. And 2, you can no longer request a refund according to the Card House listing page. But the listing never states when the announcement is going to be made. So customers are never provided details as to how long the window for returns will remain open. I'm not sure if these guys know this or not, but there are consumer protection laws at state and federal levels that require providing your customers with said information. Daniel also mentions the following.
And you may be asking, why does it look like this? So right now it is in a plastic case with a tamper-sealed proof on it, or a tamper seal on it. Basically, the reason that it looks like this is because when we purchased this box, it wasn't in the best of conditions. You can see right here the corner is a little scuffed, and there was a scratch mark right here where there's a little bit of a chip taken out of it, and the plastic was really loose. It had obviously seen some wear, so we were concerned right away. It was a very good price because of these issues that the box had, but since we were concerned, we asked the seller if we could open it up just to verify its legitimacy. After we opened it up and looked inside and made sure that everything was legitimate, we put it back in one of these plastic cases here and put a tamper seal proof on it, or a tamper seal on it, just to make sure that everything would stay intact and it wouldn't be, messed with at all. So we will be cracking open this tamper seal right here.
So for those who are new to Pokemon, a booster box contains 36 packs of cards from that set. Each pack contains a rare, but a certain number of packs have a holofoil rare, which are typically more valuable than the regular rares. Packs with holofoil cards are slightly heavier as the foil adds weight to the card. So anytime you hear pack weighing, it's whenever someone is comparing the weight of one booster pack to another. So they broke the seal on a $9,900 box of cards and were unable to provide any evidence that the packs had not been tampered with. No chain of custody, no video proving that the packs were not resealed, nor any evidence showing that the packs were not weighed, which is next to impossible as one heavy pack can be swapped out for another. And anyone asking about it was blocked. Justin Sommer accused people of lying, and eventually he pointed the finger at his business partner Daniel. When Daniel was questioned, he pointed the finger at Card House.
After we opened it up and looked inside and made sure that everything was legitimate.
With Daniel being the one that handles the box, inspects the box, handles the stream, and opens each pack, there are way too many variables in play for them to just shrug it off. Exact holos can be weighed out of each pack and swapped out. Packs could have been replaced entirely. Packs with holofoil cards could have been swapped out for the same card with bad centering or print lines. This company is clearly giving the runaround. PokeRev, Leonhart, and other channels with actual integrity have checked the box on stream or in a separate video. When these events are creating $9,900 plus in sales, there needs to be a proper chain of custody and documentation for the handling of these boxes for the shareholders and customers. These actions wouldn't fly with anyone if these packs were stocks, jewelry, or other luxury goods and/or investments, something that they treat Pokemon as. The Danny Phantump YouTube brand is obvious in its intentions to sell you stuff from Colosseum, despite the two being separate brands/entities and teaching others how to scalp. Daniel tries to express how hard it can be, but if you send him your bulk, the cards that he was just talking about, how much of a profit margin you can make by selling them for 300% what they're worth, He will give you store credit or outright pay you via Venmo.
Now, what you can do with your bulk is you can either sell it straight for PayPal or Venmo.
But each card has to be in near mint condition, or you forfeit your cards to them, and no credit or cash for you. The form never describes what near mint condition is, which I would say is an important detail to know if you're someone who's just getting back into the hobby, and what some may see as near mint, to others may seem as lightly played or heavily played, or even damaged. Most cards will get you less than a quarter each, including that base set Holo Charizard. But remember what he said about selling for less than a quarter? And your bulk must be packed ever so neatly, or again, no credit or cash for you.
We will pay the same rate per card if you don't sort through your bulk, but if you want to get the most rarity, we pay per rarity. So if you go to our website, as far as bulk goes, we pay on different rarities like I told you before. I would recommend sorting your cards ahead of time. That takes a lot of time. So if you're somebody who doesn't want to sort your cards ahead of time, you definitely can't send it to us. We will use our employees, we'll use our warehouse to sort through all of it for you, but we're only going to pay you on that common, uncommon price.
In addition to providing them with your name, address, and social media account, the form and site you submit your information through uses Google Analytics and AdSense to generate information about you, the customer. But since they have a ton of bulk submissions, they claim to have hired some employees and acquired a warehouse. Warehouse space.
We have finally acquired some warehouse space and some employees to help get us.
But if you Google the address that your cards and information goes to, the address should go to a warehouse or something that says Colosseum LLC or Danny Phantump, right? No, it goes to Top Cut Comics, which is a different company than Colosseum LLC or the Danny Phantump brand. It's a company that they have a financial agreement with. Something that Daniel states is irrelevant to disclose to his customers. And when asking about why he stated these were his employees, he said to contact Top Cut Comics. So to clarify, a YouTube channel is advertising to everyone, including children, to submit their personal information that is collected in a Google Doc and site that generates a persistent identifier about its customers and that is maintained by a company the YouTube creator owns. You then send your collection/information unknowingly to another company the channel owner/creator has a financial agreement with, Top Cut Comics, who then notifies Justin Sommer, who contacts you via social media and pays you via Venmo. Why are there so many avenues taken for these transactions? Top Cut Comics is the one that sorts through your cards, decides what is near mint, decides the value of your collection, and resells your bulk. And since Colosseum LLC has a financial agreement with them, it's safe to say that these guys take a cut of the profit, and the cards on these sites, these cards are sold at scalper prices. So you're getting ripped off there alone. But Top Cut Comics also knows your name, your address, and social media. And I'm sure that you would want anyone, especially strangers whom are not even employed by Colosseum LLC or Danny Phantump YouTube brand, to know what kind of valuable or vintage cards you're willing to part with, along with your address, your name, and social media, which are considered pieces of personal identifiable information, which a federal law called COPPA, short for the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act, requires operators of commercial websites and online services that are directed to children, more about that in a minute, to provide notice and obtain verifiable parental consent before they collect the personal information of those 13 and under. So how does COPPA apply to channel owners? COPPA applies in the same way it would if the channel owner had its own website or app. The Danny Phantump YouTube brand and Colosseum LLC. If a channel owner uploads content to a platform like YouTube, the channel might meet the definition of a website or online service covered by COPPA. Depending on the nature of the content and the information collected, if the content is directed to children, and if the channel owner or someone on its behalf, for example, an ad network, collects personal information from viewers of that content, for example, through a persistent identifier, that tracks a user to serve interest-based ads, the channel is covered by COPPA. Once COPPA applies, the operator must provide notice, obtain verifiable parental consent, and meet COPPA's other requirements. But under COPPA, there is no one-size-fits-all answer about what makes a site directed to children. And even if your intended audience isn't 13 or under, there are additional factors that the FTC will consider in determining whether your content is child-directed, including the subject matter, visual content, the use of animated characters or child-oriented activities and incentives. And just to clarify, I'm not just talking about the Danny Phantump YouTube channel. I'm talking about his website, the offers, the intermingling in between Instagram, all of it. And for full disclosure, I've already submitted this information to the FTC. And I'm working on a few other channels. So, this is the last video I will be making on these guys, at least for now. I and others are watching. Pokemon, myself, and others in the Pokemon community are going to do what we can to protect others from companies like this. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. If not, you're probably one of Danny's trolls. Peace out.